How you doing, everybody? It's 17th of August 2012. It's Friday. I hope everybody's well. I want to keep this very, very brief today. I just want to talk about it. Something happened to me during the week. And I had to have a think about it because it's a very unusual, for me anyway, it's very, very unusual. I'm 64 and having to meet somebody who's older than me. I met a woman. And the woman was on, she was on sticks, she was on walking sticks. She had multiple sclerosis. You don't often, I was stunned, I was stunned. Woman's from the north, I think originally, spoke with a northern accent. I met her here, I was on the outskirts of Dublin, I met her. And I got into conversation with her. And we began to talk about the Olympics, the Olympic Games. And then we started talking about the Paralympics. And we're just talking, it wasn't a serious conversation or something. But in the middle of the conversation, she said something which astounded me. She said she believed that the people were asleep. That the whole world was asleep. And the whole world had been put asleep by the media. And did the people not realise that we're on the precipice of what she called a great reset? That's what she called it. She said, they're going to press the reset button. Now, I knew immediately what she was saying. And I said, do you mean the W word? And she stopped because she didn't think that I knew what she was talking about. Because it kind of like, she just sort of said it as an aside. Anyway, that's all that happened. So here you have a woman who's walking around like a tortoise because she's on sticks. She's got a physical problem. She's got multiple sclerosis. She can't move her legs properly. And she's going around like at 2 miles an hour or 1 mile an hour or less. And she's telling me about the future, what's going to happen in the future. So anyway, I basically had a conversation with her, and I told her about me doing these. She said she'd have a look at them. She didn't know how to get on the YouTube. She'd have a look at them. And I said, you're thinking what I've been saying for the last 4 or 5 years. And she said, yeah, she said, it's going to happen. It's just, we're on the edge of the precipice now, and we're looking into a big abyss. And she said, it only takes the slightest thing. But she said, they want to press the reset button. And she said, it's the only answer. It's the answer to everything. And it's the only answer. But it is the answer to everything. Because when they do press the reset button and the W word breaks out, the war breaks out, then a lot of their problems are going to be solved. And she asked me what did I think. That was the other extraordinary question she asked me. She asked me what did I think happened when war broke out, economically, not politically. We know what politically it means. It's generally imperial powers. It's generally bullying. It's generally imperial powers trying to bully smaller states. Big states trying to bully smaller states. Generally, that's what it is. It's very rarely a small state trying. Sometimes it is taking on a bigger state, but mostly it's bullying. That's the political aspect of it and the military aspect of it. But she asked me what did I think happens economically, because that's how the thing went down. And I thought that was fascinating. So I told her what I thought, and she said she'd go and think about it, and she'd email me and let me know. So I want people to tell me what they think. And I call it the flying Ferrari syndrome. And what it does is, because war has a massive economic impact on a society. It has a huge economic impact on a society. Because what you've got to think about is, say it's America. And America decides to go and get involved in a new large-scale war somewhere. I mean a big war. I don't mean a small thing, I mean a big war. You've got to think economically what goes on. What you're witnessing, when those rockets are detonated and explode, when those shells go off, when tanks are destroyed, when ships are destroyed, when aircraft are destroyed, when all the paraphernalia of the military-industrial aspect, the military-industrial interface, when it's destroyed, what we are witnessing is the burning of money. That's essentially, it's the burning of wealth, not just money. It's the actual destruction of wealth, because the rocket or the plane or the ship or the aircraft has within it potentially not just military but also social and geopolitical power. It has all sorts of things, but the main thing that it has inside it is latent wealth, because it was manufactured by a combination of two things, generally speaking. Generally speaking, labour and capital went in to manufacture it, and it's sitting there. And when it's destroyed, generally speaking, it has to be replaced. Somebody has to replace it with so what you have is the military-industrial complex goes into high gear. Either to replace it exactly or to improve the model. So tank model A didn't quite work out or didn't do exactly what it was supposed to do. So tank model B comes along and replaces it. Same with the rockets, same with the airplanes, same with the ships. You know where I'm coming from. And I said, that's what I think happens. I think what happens is when that rocket gets fired off, you don't see it anymore. And it might land in the sea, it might kill people, it mightn't do anything, but it's destroyed. It's gone. It's just, from a mind point of view, it's just the same as the destruction of a beautiful Ferrari. If you had this Ferrari and you fired it up into the air and it just vanished, it's the same thing. The only thing is these things are not insured. The Ferrari would be insured, but that's a different thing altogether. I don't want to go into that. I'm just talking about the destruction of latent wealth that is in the actual things, and what effect that can have on society from an economic point of view. It creates a vacuum, a deflationary vacuum. And in inflationary times, you must remember what is spent on wars. There's colossal amounts of money spent on wars. How and why? It's not just paying the soldiers and all. It's destruction of all this stuff. All this stuff is destroyed. And in turn, buildings are destroyed and people are destroyed. But from an economic point of view, just from a pure economic point of view, it's the destruction of all that latent wealth that's sitting there. Anyway, tell me what you think, because it's just an interesting conundrum. And I just found it was fascinating that a woman 10 years older than me, 73, 74, was going around like a tortoise, but had a mind like working laser sharp. And it gave me, personally, great hope for the future. Because not everybody's been bought off by the propaganda and the rubbish that's going on at the moment from the media. That's all. Listen, we'll talk more. Bye.